I'm not ready for this. So, I was gonna wait till Jacob got here, but I guess not. So, I'm just gonna wait till people start joining, and after that, I'll start it. I'll start saying some stories that I've mentioned in some videos, and they are like really hard to explain. So, I think this is like a perfect time to do this. So, you gonna do something about that? Okay. That's super fucking annoying. Jesus fucking hell. Get out of here. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty excited to start doing this because it's quite tough. Sorry, that was. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that invitation that popped up, but that was pretty annoying. I figured this would be the peaceful game to play and not me getting aggravated at robbing a bank in the game. So, and explaining a story. Can you hear me scream a lot? So, okay, I can get that one. That's my guy, by the way. You guys can replay this stream just in case if you guys want to rewatch it. That's an option. You just have to go to the title, and yeah. Oh shit! Fuck you. Fuck. Hmm. Let me do some parkour. Huh. Fuck, I suck at parkour in this game. How about I just say any game? Alright. You know, it's really weird playing Minecraft by myself because usually I play with my friends, and it's kind of scary, honestly, because not only do we keep inventory, but it's just weird because like I used to do this all the time. Like I'm not used to it anymore. There was a time period where I used to do this every single day, and I think I stopped like right when I got to middle school. So it was like now I'm going into high school and starting this back up again. I guess if you want to say that. What me and my friends have talked about was just feels like video games get more boring and boring like throughout the years of them making it, and it's just like there's no more fun games anymore because people just like try hard or just like sweat their asses off just to fucking play a game, and not really a lot of people like that, and it's not fucking enjoyable. So sorry for my cussing. I really can't fucking help that. Goddamn drowned. By the way, I am playing the old Minecraft Ed Edition because I absolutely hate the new one. Me and my friends do because it's just ass. So yeah. But if I don't, if I'm not able to see your guys' comments, do not worry. I can't have my phone like usual because it got destroyed. And I actually called my dad today about that, and he said that I am not able to get his old phone since he turned his old phone in. And I was like, damn. So it's sad, but I'm fine. I'll survive without a phone for a couple weeks, I guess, if you want to say that. Hopefully my mom gets me one sooner or later, I guess you could say. because I'm tired of using my laptop just to text people on Instagram, because that's literally what I've been doing. Okay. Hold on real quick. Sorry about that. So for now, I'm going to build an underground house until I get more and more materials and I feel more safe about making an above ground house. So, and that's what I always do. Hi, piggies. Jesus, that's bright. Okay. Usually I'd be here with Jacob explaining these stories and Landon, but since they're not here right now, they're like offline. I don't know. Landon's at work and Jacob's doing whatever the hell he's doing, so it kind of sucks that I'm just sitting here alone. If you guys didn't know in the past, not too long ago, me and Jacob had our jobs. We worked as labor workers. I'll take this wall out too, as well. We're not going to talk about that at all. Oh, there's one person. Yay. Alright. But yeah, I guess I'll start telling stories. Shit. I don't even know where to start. That's the thing. You've done so much shit in life that you don't even know what to explain. I guess I'll explain one of the most common stories that I always tell is last year I went to Mexico. Don't mind the voice, guys. I went to Mexico over the summer last year, and I got kicked out of a restaurant. Now, keeping in mind, I really couldn't do like a lot to hey, you're in a foreign country, like literally me and my family, we were like exhausted from what we did, and we sat in an airplane for about like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, and it was so annoying because we flew from New Jersey all the way up to Detroit, which makes no sense, just to fly down to Cancun, Mexico. And I was just like, this makes no sense. Why are you gonna do this? But we were all exhausted and like just ready to stretch out, and so we also wanted real food than just airplane food. And I just remember we were just sitting there and we get into this restaurant. Now, keeping in mind, we all had to change because we looked trashy. We literally walked in the resort with, the fuck was that? we walked in the resort with sweatpants on and all that shit, and like we literally looked like some white trash. I gotta say that. And I just remember I go and change like into normal clothes, which is like shorts and shit. I changed into shorts and a t-shirt, and I walk in. Not even the first step. I walk in and they kick me out immediately because it was not proper attire for their restaurant needs. And I thought that was the stupidest thing they could ever make in life. What I really found out what was wrong was just because I needed more, like, I needed better clothing, while my family walked in with, like, all the guys walked in with, like, the guys walked in with, like, Hawaiian shirts and, cargo shorts, while the girls walked in with, like, dresses, rompers, any of that, and I'm walking in with freaking trashy clothing, according to them, and I'm like, really? So I go back to the hotel and the resort, and I'm quite pissed because, like, in other countries you have to be careful with human trafficking, because shit, you only get kidnapped. You're in a foreign country. No one's gonna save your ass. And I just remember my mom told me, just be safe, okay? Don't get like caught, like don't get caught up with anything bad. And I'm like, okay, I guess. Just like I really didn't know how to like respond to that. So I run back to my hotel room. I get yelled at by a worker, telling me to slow down, but I did not care. I seriously gave zero fucks, and I'm running back, and I noticed something different that's wrong with my hotel room, is that it's like something was wrong with it. It was like they put like our bags like right across from where like the railing was, because we were on the upper deck of a hotel, and we're just sitting there, like they're just sitting there, and I'm like, someone could easily steal these, like, and the bags weren't there before. It's just like they're waiting to be stolen. I said something about it, and I was like, this makes no sense, why? But I didn't take it personal, and all I did really was just mention it to my mom. But after I got back, they were like, okay, and they let me in. The manager lady looked at me like I had a gun attached to me, and I was like, what are you looking at? I didn't say, what are you looking at, but I wanted to say it. So I questioned to my stepdad. I'm like, what's going on? Like, what did I do? I didn't do anything bad. I don't have anything. So it's like, what's really going on? And so he didn't know. So I decided to do a big brain idea. So I know this is going to sound so bad when I say this, but when I was at Mexico, there was these plates that said made in Mexico. And so I was like, what if you could sell these? Now, keeping in mind, I didn't want to. I didn't want to sell them because, well, I could have gotten a lot of trouble with that, and that would have been bad. Just think of that. Stealing plates, because we already saw a guy get thrown out before, and it's turned awful for him. Like, because he had like the VIP pass and all that, and I was like, good God, dude, you just got like your ass thrown out of here for something stupid, because he took alcohol, and we were like, really? Damn. But I just remember me like sitting like in my hotel room, just so upset, because like I really wanted to take the plate, but I couldn't. But it's just like, I don't know. There was like something I wish I could do, but you know, do what you gotta do. I remember going back to Mexico, like going back from Mexico, and telling my dad the entire thing that happened, and he was like, you know, and he was in the Navy, and he explained something similar to that, and I was like, damn. I mean, it sucks, but it kind of doesn't at the same time because, like, I understand that you're wanting to, like, keep your restaurant fancy and all that, and I understand that. I respect it a lot, but you don't have to be a complete dick about it. Just think of that. PETA, do not get me in trouble, okay? This is just a game. But, one common story I like to tell is, another one is a story that me and Jacob got involved. Now, this one was like, actually, no, here, let's tell a backstory. So, the backstory behind this story is a story that Landon heard from this guy that he was playing Rainbow Six Siege with. Now, it was this random guy that he'd never even met in life. So, it's like, he's letting him say anything that he wants to and all that. So, he's cool and all that. And it's these two guys, and Landon was hanging out with another person by the name Trey. So, we're just like, they're just talking and all that. And one of the guys speaks up and said, "I'm the most fucked up person in this party right now." And Landon spoke up. He said, "No, I'm more fucked up." And he was like, "You don't know what I did." This guy spoke up again. He was like, "Now I am." He said, "No, I am, because if you guys don't know anything about my fetishes." And we were like, "Hold up, fetishes?" After Landon telling me that he had fetishes, I got scared. Not Landon, just the guy, and I was like, I was already scared of this story, so I let Landon explain like what was going on with this guy. And so basically how this story went was he went to hang out with this girl, and when they were hanging out, get your ass over here, you little faggot. Sorry. But when they were hanging out, oh shit, little when they were hanging out, because he went to pick her up and hang out with her, he's like fucking crazy, I guess, and he wanted to just get freaky with her, and so what he asked was for her to give him a grundle. Now I knew what that was. They didn't know what that was. Don't ask how I know, okay? I know somebody that told me that's scenario, and that was very disturbing. But I remember sitting, like, listening to this, and I was like, what? But, oh my god. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by telling the story and all that, and trying to live. But I remember we're sitting there, and he's telling me the story. So far, he asked for a grundle, and that's basically where a girl gives you head while you're taking a shit. And I'm like, what the hell? And she didn't want that. And he was like, well, at least you're still giving me head, right? And she was like, no, we just met. He got so mad to the point where, hold on, let me actually go back. His fetish was girls with no arms or legs. And he met this girl like that. And he got so mad to the point where he picked her up and put her in a dresser. And I was shocked and trying really hard not to laugh. And because it's messed up, but it's also funny. Hold on. But we're sitting there and laughing. I'm not meaning to laugh, by the way. It's just messed up to laugh, but it's also funny to hear. And then Landon asked the reasonable question, did you, like, leave her in there? And he said, no, I felt bad. I opened up the dresser and took her out. She tried to hit me, but she forgot she had no hands. I could not stop laughing when he said that. I couldn't. That was like, because I already heard some stupid stories, and goddamn. Earlier was that we're friends with this guy named Rez. He's super funny, and we're telling him that story because he's never heard of it. And he was like, I have a similar, and he was obviously joking about this. He was like, I have a similar story about it. He went on a date with his girl, and she was in a wheelchair. And keep in mind, I'm saying this is joking because I'm not gonna get fucking in trouble for this shit. And basically, he went on a date with this girl, and this girl, like I said, was in a wheelchair, and she decided to be thinking it was cute that she would take his hoodie, his camouflage hoodie. Now keep in mind, that was his favorite hoodie, so when she took it, he got so mad at her, he took her wheelchair. And she still had to hold on to his hoodie to the point where she put it on. And he said the most fucked up thing and said, well, you can hide, but you can't run. And I'm still not trying to laugh, but I laughed at the end. Because, well, I don't know how to react to that, if that's the thing, if you want to say that. But, I just remember, if Rez was here right now, oh my god, that would have been so funny. But there's more stories, and I'm actually going to tell you some of the news that I found out today. This is, I don't know if this is 100% true, but I believe, if not, I think, I'm not saying I believe that it is, but if it is, I won't be shocked, is I might be cousins with Lil X, Lil Xan, I'm sorry if I can say that wrong. Lil Xan is a emo rapper basically, and I did some research. Basically, he was born in the Redland, California, which is Southern California, and most of my dad's side of the family is from the west side of the country, part of that side. So I was like, whoa. And I thought it was really neat. And I'm not saying that, oh yeah, just because he lives over there, he's related to me. No, he has like green eyes and like has the same last name as my dad's great grandmother. So it's neat. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool to find that out, but I don't know if it's true. Okay, I'm not saying it's finalized, but all I know is that if it is, it could be pretty neat, and that's more things that could be added onto my list of neat things in life. Now, one of the things you guys might not know is that I've been to pretty cool places. One of the places was I've been to the White House before. When I went there, it took me a while to get there. It happened when I was in 6th grade. It took me a while since the government shut down. And, you know, I go there. It's pretty neat to go see, like, where the old presidents used to live and all that. And, like, what the hell? Okay. But it was pretty neat to see where the old presidents used to live and all that. And the really neat thing about it is that, like, I'm actually related to 2 presidents, John Quincy Adams and John Adams, the 2nd and 6th president. Now, those are flip-flop, don't mind the thing I did, but John Adams was the 2nd president and John Quincy Adams was the 6th. Now, how I know that is because my grandmother actually has a book, and she sent it to my dad because I was doing like this whole research project, and keep in mind my grandmother and my grandfather live in a whole, like, on the other side of the country. I live on the east side while they live in the west side of the U.S. So I'm just sitting here, just like, I was in 3rd grade when I did this project, and I'm trying to help you, fag. But it was honestly really neat to learn about him. And how I learned was they had this book that has like all these names of all these people, and they're actually my 2nd cousins. It's pretty neat. But a lot of people have asked me if I've met a celebrity my in my time, and I actually have. Um, I've met the guy that's the D's Nuts guy. Now I'll explain that story. Basically, me and my brother-in-law and his twin brother and my sister, we were all in the upper part of my state, and it was like city filled. I live in the country part, which is the southern part, and it's like city filled up there. We're like chilling, and we were chilling in Delaware City, and I'm like, really, this is weird. So we sit there, and we're walking around, and my sister said she had to go to the bathroom, so she stopped at a restaurant. Right next to this restaurant was this nightclub. Now I was like, huh? Why? Just why? Why is there a nightclub right next to this fancy restaurant? Because this nightclub was loud. Like, we could hear like every single person screaming from like quite far away. And so me and my sister, like me and my sister and my brother-in-law and his brother, we stopped by. She had to go to the bathroom bad, so we were just waiting like outside. I guess it was like the time when like the nightclub was closing, which was pretty early. I guess there was like a party they were throwing because it was like 7 when it closed. And we're just sitting there, and I'm like, I hear this distinct laugh that was like how he laughed, and it was like it was the hat, and we were like, that sounds familiar. And my brother-in-law caught on to it, and he was like, oh my god, that sounds like the D's Nuts guy. We, like, right when he walks out, he has his mouth open like how he did before, and has his, like, how he has teeth and all that, and I'm like, no fucking way. It's actually him. And we started freaking out, and we all asked him if we could take a picture with him. Like, we greeted each other, and we all asked, like, he didn't tell us his name. We just know him as a D's Nuts guy. That's the weird part, but he knows our names. And we actually took a picture with him. Bullshit thing ever. I can't pull up that photo anymore because it only has my brother-in-law's brother in it. Because it was easy for him to crop us out because he was right in the middle and like putting his arm around this guy. And I was pissed because, you know, fuck you. You know, I'm just trying to like, it was like really cool experience, and then some fucking asshole just has to do that. I was pissed, but you know, it is what it is. At least I got to meet the guy. A lot of other people ask like, who else is in my family that's like really neat. I actually had an uncle that used to be the mayor of my town that I live in, and he's not anymore, but it was really neat when I found out he was, because like no one really believed me until I actually showed pictures and at school, and everybody was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And he was mayor for quite a while. I just remember he's just like, he told me like he still has keys to the fire departments, like with our fire department in our town and the fire departments near us, like the towns. And I'm like, that's really cool. And that's like a thing that you never get to see. I don't know if I want to explain this story. I'll actually explain this story. Yeah, I'll explain it. But so if you like, Jacob probably will smile when I tell this story because he's probably gonna watch the live stream. But he was at so me and him went camping last year at the same place I recently did, which was Cherrystone, and we went camping together, and it was like this thing at their rental shop. There's this place that has like bikes that like you only move with your body. That's how you turn. And I thought it was very awkward because like you're moving with your body, you're not moving with anything else but your body. And so I'm like, really, this makes no sense. So I got a hang of it. He really didn't. I still didn't at the end, but like we were racing, like it was like family against family. I beat my opponent, and he went against this fast guy named Chris. He went a guy named Chris, and I was like, shit. And I already knew he was like, I have no doubt in Jacob whatsoever. But after like I saw how Jacob was like trying to motion this thing, I was like, there's no way. If Jacob does pass this, there has to be. I was like, that is like amazing. But Jacob got like I can't say he got smoked because in the halfway of Jacob like making it to the other side of the line, he tried to turn and he crashed into this camper, like this $500,000 camper, and all of us were like shocked, like all of us had our mouths open, like he crashed into this RV that had like we were just like, oh my god, Jacob just crashed into this thing. It was like chrome bumper, and it's like, I'm not even joking. Here's the bumper, and here's him. Boom. And I was like, oh my god. And I'm sitting next to my stepdad, and he's like freaking out. And we finally get him out. There's no scratch, but then this big buff, like heavy set dude comes out of his camper. Like after I see him, I'm like, ooh, Jacob, go, 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 go. Because he hit that camper pretty hard, but there was no dent, thank God. But oh my god, that was so fucking scary because he would have got jumped. And those people seemed nice as pie, but oh no. Like, that was not a good experience after I saw what happened. And I told Jacob again, I was like, do not ever crash into a $500,000 camper again. And he was like, oh, I will again. And I was like, don't. But yeah, I think that was like one of the best stories. I think I'm gonna say this. One thing that I used to deal with is, well, you guys might remember him, Philip. We really don't, like, talk anymore due to him hanging out with this guy, Jack, that we used to... Fuck this game. He plays with this guy named Jack that we stopped playing with because he's wow here. Like, if you like knew my old channel, I don't really go on there that much anymore. I honestly forgot the name of it, but he used to play with us and he stopped after, and because he said we bullied him even though we didn't. And I will partake in, I did say rude things, but then I said sorry after, and I said sorry a lot, and I'm really not the apologetic person. I can't get out of this fucking gangbang, oh my god. Okay, but, back to what I was saying, yeah, like, I'm really not the person to, like, apologize that much, except when I'm really sorry for it. That's when I was back then, but now I apologize no matter what. And we're just sitting there, and like Philip kept leaving our parties just to go in this party with Jack, and I was like, that's when me, Jacob, and Landon were like, you know what, this is not fair. How about we just do it ourselves? So this is when we brought Rez in. Now, if Franco, you guys might not know Franco because he has Xbox. He actually has if he had a PlayStation, since he considered getting one, he would be playing with us. And we'd have a 5 crew per. We would have a 5-person crew, and it would be amazing. But since we don't have that, hi, buddy. Your head's stuck. Since we don't have that, it's okay. We can all still hang out and all that. But what I really want to talk about is that I'm gonna let you know about Franco. Franco is a very fun guy and all that. And one of the best memories I have with him is when we hung out, which was like last time we hung out was my birthday. And, well, actually, no. Last time we hung out was a football game, at a high school football game. But when we were for my birthday, we were just jamming to music, me, him, and Jacob. We were just like chilling and all that, vibing. And like, I finally get to, like, I'm turning 14 and all that. And like, I'm just like thinking, like, what? Because we have a toy hauler, and to get the bunk bed down, because like you have to lift the bunk bed, like the bottom bunk, to get the top bunk down, and it's super noisy because it's mechanical. Like, you can't do this like your manual old way where you can just lift the mattress up and just do it like that. It's not possible. I mean, it is, but it's gonna take a lot of manpower to do it. And Franco was sleeping, so like Jacob's like, screw it, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to sleep. So we're like, huh? So you know what I did? I got socks, I put them on, and I laid right next to Jacob, and Jacob laid right next to Franco. I was Big Spoon, by the way. We had socks on, we all had socks on, so it wasn't gay. And yeah. People are, every time when I tell people that story, they're like, oh my god, you're so freaking gay, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, no, I'm not, trust me. If I was gay, if I was gay, no. I'm only gay for the homies, and that's when I only have socks on, so, take notes. Yeah, it's just, the one thing I really want to do is, I would never ever bring back my 6th grade stories ever again, because like, they were just so weird, and it's just like, maybe another time I will, because the things I had to deal with are just, oh my god, they're so weird. And it's just, I remember like thinking in my head now, it's just like, what was going inside my head of me doing that? But I'm glad I'm not there anymore, because I used to live in a townhouse, and now I live in a better house. But if I can, I'll try to find other videos of me when I was in 6th grade. And yeah, it's it was quite shocking, because I actually looked different than I now do. It was like my middle school career was like rock bottom for me, honestly, because like there was like so much drama that I was put. There's one story I'm not gonna explain ever, and if you guys want to know, y'all gonna have to hit me up. I'll tell you that story if I know you, because that story I will never explain. I only explain it to my friends, and I regret it to this day, because I was put in a position that I didn't want to deal with. Like after, after the effect, I was like, I never want to do that again, because I felt awful. But I really have no stories for now. Nothing's really clicking in my head. If I can find any more stories, I'll have to ask the guys for that, so we'll just see from there. And yeah, I got really nothing else to explain, but later tonight I'm going to do a live stream with Jacob, hopefully Landon, and maybe Rez. So it's about to get like, I'm probably going to be crying tonight because how freaking hilarious those two are, Landon and Rez. So I guess we'll have to see from there. I got really nothing else to say, but yeah.